This mega project is not only the biggest in the world, but also very contentious. The Line, Oxagon, Sindala, Trojena, and a number of new places will be visible later on in this video. These four letters represent the extreme vision of one nation, Saudi Arabia, a vast territory in the northwest region of the country where future cities and towns are expected to grow up. But to what extent has the work progressed between the 3D graphics and reality? In this episode of Build the City, you're going to find out just that. At Neom, there have been a lot of happenings in the last several months, including significant announcements and the beginning of development. Meanwhile, this year is scheduled to see the completion of the very first parts of this vast territory of future development. However, it's important to start with a strong foundation, just as with every construction job. As planned by Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, let us now go back to the beginning of the story. Neom is a future concept that aims to create a massive city for 9 million people between the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aqaba, and Jordan. It will eventually see the creation of structures of a new sort spanning an area roughly the size of an entire nation like Belgium. Till 2030, a key year that aligns with the national strategy known as Vision 2030. With the oil sector coming to an end, this plan aims to upgrade the nation and identify a more viable economic system. As the project's original estimated cost of $700 billion was disclosed, the nation seemed prepared to provide the funds that were required, not to mention popular projects like the Line, which will make a comeback at the conclusion of this video. For those currently under development, more construction companies have been added. Leja, a tourist destination with 3 opulent hotels planned, is one of them. The commercial video features futuristic structures situated in the heart of a stunning valley, close to the Gulf of Aqaba. Between the 3 structures, an overall total of 120 rooms is planned for this upcoming structure. Mario Cucinella designed the Oasis Hotel, Chris Van Dwegen designed the Adventure Hotel, and Sean Killer designed the Wellness Hotel. 3 architects are well known for providing ideas for these future structures. The Museum of the Future, one of Dubai's most recognizable structures, was designed by famous architect Sean Killer. In an effort to encourage sustainable ecological tourism, the promoters pledged to protect 95% of the natural environment. This goodwill probably pales in comparison to the reality of the job that lies ahead. Even though computer-generated designs show structures that blend seamlessly with the surrounding landscape, it's difficult to imagine that such buildings might be built without causing any harm to the location. The start of construction has not yet been declared. Several projects that are all located around the Gulf of Aqaba's coasts have been presented. The majority of them are relatively new destinations for tourists that appear to be specialized for the wealthy class. A determined effort to improve Neom's premium travel program. In keeping with this idea, a more advanced creation was revealed. 2 huge glass buildings that resemble skyscrapers from a science fiction film make up the futuristic resort known as Epicon. One of these buildings will be 225 meters tall, and the other building 275 meters tall. Designed by Leonard Milford, makes a clear reference to the structure as science fiction during the video's presentation. Since the building appears in the center of the desert, seemingly out of nowhere, it's difficult to argue with him. High-end luxury retailers and a heliport hotel are to be placed in both of the towers and the beachside villas next to them. There appears to be no end to the promises of luxury, leisure, and an environmentally friendly escape. Would you want to stay at a luxurious beachside resort? There's a marina in Sirana that's only accessible by boat. Nolana is a new tourist resort that appears less impressive than the previous structures, but offers the same guarantee of luxury. It is another resort with a sea view. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. More in line with culture. In the past several weeks, Utamo additionally took part in the Saudi side's wave of announcements, a magnificent theater located within a mountain. The single magnificent gate and a well-crafted garden will lead to this troglodyte of performing arts, which can only be reached by boat. The 2 architects behind the project imagined a distinctive art gallery that could hold up to 2,600 people. Tragically, no delivery date has been set for this project, much as with the other structures. And last, but not least, Aquelum is a brand new fantasy set in the Arabian Gulf. It will be constructed vertically into a mountain. This recent addition will only be accessible to tourists after they enter the marina, giving them access to this amazing luxury living and tourism attraction. The past several months at Neom have resembled a significant architectural competition with regard to the program proposals of the World Expo, each more outrageous than the last and presented with tremendous excitement, despite the fact that each of them is a part of Neom and therefore part of the government's 2030 vision. It is difficult to think that they will all be up and running by that time, particularly given that the nation and the rest of the world would be focused on another region of Saudi Arabia. The city of Riyadh has recently been formally named as the host city of the upcoming 2030 World Expo. Millions of people are expected to attend this worldwide occasion. Saudi Arabia may also use this as a great chance to present its vision to the world, especially in terms of architecture and urban development. An instance of this may be seen in the launch of the Muqab mega project, a massive cube rising to a height of 400 meters that is meant to represent the coming years with a determined face for the capital of Saudi Arabia. Before 2030, the construction is expected to be finished. Which structures will remain utopias and which will be put into use? Given that some structures are starting to take shape on site, it appears that the past several months have provided us with some answers. The developers of the project revealed information in October of last year, which serves as the first hint. Neom would be roughly the size of around 60,000 workers on location and 3,000 personnel in the services sector. Since the Saudi government keeps information about the project under strict wraps, it is challenging to confirm these numbers. The only thing that is clear is that life is now beginning to appear around the different construction areas. This especially applies to the magnificent island of Sindala, which is intended for tourists. Since this collection of luxurious hotels and a marina is scheduled to debut in 2024, with container ships bringing in the necessary components one after the other. Before the most recent announcements, Sindala was Neom's most modest initiative. It will include 3 hotels, a marina with 86 berths, and luxurious services. And last, there's the golf course in the heart of the island, providing visual evidence that the activities catering to the rich are starting to take shape. But given the speed at which the building is proceeding, one cannot help but question Neom's ecological claim. Similar to the other locations, Sindala is marketed as a beautiful natural paradise. But everything appears to have been rebuilt on the island. 2 more worker communities have been built further east. They are called Community 1 and Community 2, and both were constructed in a matter of months. There are facilities for activities such as sports, public transportation services, and even a Starbucks located on the campus. Some whose job it is to see the line project through to completion live in these facilities. This insane concept intends to construct a 170-kilometer-long vertical metropolis with 9 million residents. As seen from above, the future line's path is becoming more and more obvious as the excavation of the Titanic continues. In order to support the plans, which will be about 500 meters high, several pillars are also being built along this lengthy journey. On-site work is also being done to install the infrastructure needed for the building, like the pylons used for transmitting power. One important concern with such a project is its ecologically friendly cost. Even though the line's developers said it would be carbon neutral thanks to its fields of solar panels and wind turbines, construction will continue to produce significant pollution for many more years to come. A floating city meant to serve as Neom's seaport and industrial center, the very first terminal is scheduled to open in 2025, which is based on official statements. It will serve as one of the area's entry points to the Red Sea, an essential route for global trade. There has also been an announcement on the financing of an estimated $8.4 billion hydrogen plant, which will begin operations in 2026 and be the largest in the entire world. At the end of the year 2023, the very first wind turbines will have been delivered. These, along with solar panels, will supply the energy required to operate the facility. A residential and tourism area will also be included in Oxagon, which would initially consist of a sizable city. It appears that work has not yet begun on this aspect of Oxagon. Let's move on to the future winter resort as we wrap up our video today. The Trojena, similar to other regions of Neom, the primary progress is in the excavation process. Since the building cannot start until some of the nearby mountains are leveled, this may be even more crucial in this case. The topographical data indicates that not a single structure featured in the promotional videos has started construction, but there's not much time left. In 2029, Trojena is scheduled to host the Asian Winter Olympics, a countdown during which the creators continue to provide more news than before. Recently, a building just as high as the Eiffel Tower, at 330 meters tall, was unveiled at the location. Located on the edge of the massive man-made lake that will serve as the winter resort's focal point, it is supposed to stand. Designed by well-known architect Zaha Hadid, the building is completely stunning. It is unclear, though, if it will ever see the light of day, just like the other buildings. That concludes our video for today. I really hope you had fun with it. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. We appreciate your time, and we will see you in our next video.